Bismillah Rahman Rahim. This is lecture number 5 and today we will discuss about history, status and functions of Federal Directorate of Education. Generally we call it FDE, and then we will discuss its function and then what about Beacon House school system, and in that organization, what is organization and what are its resources. So today we will discuss about all these topics. Federal Directorate of Education was established in 1967 as an attached department of Federal Ministry of Education with the responsibility to provide education facilities to the children of federal government employees and the residents of Islamabad and its adjoining rural areas, and that is comprising almost 133 villages. The Directorate is normally headed by Director General, and it has 4 directors, namely the Director of Colleges, Director of Planning and Development and Administration, Director of Schools and Director Model Institutions. So all these are assisted by Deputy Directors, Assistant Directors, Admin Officers and other ancillary staff. Immediately after its inceptions, the directors started acquiring plots from CDA, means Capital Development Authority, for the construction of educational institutions in different sectors and initiated development of these institutions in a phased program and established 23 schools and 2 including male and female colleges up to 1973 to 74. In June 1974, 139 rural schools were taken over from the government of Punjab, and 1 college for men housed in H9 sector and also taken in the fold of federal government in 1974. Expansions of education facilities continued over the year, and at present there are 419 institutions working under Federal Directorate of Education. Then after 18th Amendment Act 2010, Ministry of Education was devolved and Federal Directorate of Education started working as attached department of Capital Administration and Development Divisions since April 2011. So the status of Capital Administration and Development Divisions was changed to Ministry of Capital Administration and Development in May 2012. So the new government formed after general elections of 2013, the Ministry of Capital Administration and Development was again changed to Capital Administration and Development Divisions with effect from June 2013. So Federal Directorate of Education continually envisaged generating and sustaining and enabling educational environment with the views to tap innate potential of students, nurture core values with due regard to socio-cultural moorings, develop dynamics and productive Pakistanis capable of competing in the evolving international scenario, inculcate the spirit of community service like through scouting and girl guiding. Federal Directorate of Education reforms and measures to improve quality of education. So what are the reforms and measures? In-service teacher training, this is one of the reform. Uni system of education, introduction of IT education at various levels, English teachers for primary classes, institutions of parent-teacher association, promulgation of education code, and free textbooks. Then there is a system of Beacon House school system. This is very famous educational system in Pakistan. So this is in Pakistan based branch of international company with the same name, and it is a group of private fee paying academic institutions located throughout 30 cities in Pakistan. BSS provides means Beacon School System provides preschool education, primary education, secondary education, and preparation for the International Journal Certificate of Education and local school certificate, secondary school certificate examinations. The Beacon House school system has its origin in the establishment of Los Angeles Montessori Academy, which was founded in 1975. As soon as the government of Pakistan permitted the establishment of private schools, so the first Beacon House public school was set up in Lahore, so that the students of Los Angeles would be able to continue and complete their schoolings in the same type of educational environment. Los Angeles Montessori Academy, the factor nursery for Beacon House Public Schools, Lahore, that was established in Lahore in November 1975. Beacon House Public School, Lahore, followed in April 1978. Then Beacon House Karachi was established in January 1979. Beacon House Islamabad in April 1982. Beacon House Rawalpindi and Beacon House Clifton Karachi in 1985. Then Beacon House Peshawar in 1986. Since then, schools have been opened in Hyderabad, Quetta, Multan, Faisalabad, Satellite Town, Rawalpindi, Gujranwala, Hafizabad, Sheikhupura, Gujarat, Abbottabad, Wakand, Sargodha, Jhelum, Sadqabad, Rahim Yar Khan, and Bahawalpur, and further branches have been opened in Lahore and Karachi, bringing the total number of branches in the country to 83 in 1998. The student strength of school as a whole is nearing 35,000 and teachers to student ratio of about 1 to 15, a figure that compares favorably with international standards. The Beacon House Group has around 274,000 full-time students in 8 countries and is possible the largest school network of its kind in the world. This is established in November 1975 as a Los Angeles Montessori Academy with 19 toddlers. Beacon House has since grown into the international network of private schools, imparting distinctive and meaningful learning to students, all the way from birth through its partnership in Pakistan with Kambori Play and music to post-graduation through the Beacon House Nation. Of these students, close to 10,05,000 study at the flagship network, the Beacon House school system in Pakistan as well as overseas, while the remaining are largely enrolled at the educators, a parallel school network operated by the group with over 168,000 students. Beacon House has always laid tremendous emphasis on the development of human capital. From its initial association in the 1980s with the Morehouse Institute of Education in Scotland to its more recent teaching training links with the University of Bedford and Madjon, Beacon House has institutionalized in-service teacher training like no other school. A school that is part of a system has many advantages over a school that operates on its own. What? The system provides a wide variety of staff development programs. This is one of the features. New ideas and improved methods spread readily from the schools to another. The head of school is relieved of much routine administration and is able to concentrate more of his her energies on the academic and educational aspects of the school. And of course, many parents welcome the case of intercity transfer of their children from one Beacon House schools to another. So this is one of the facility that the parents can shift even if they are working in any city. So if they have to shift from one city to other city, so if the setup is there, so they never face any problems regarding the syllabi and regarding their schools system. Now regions. The Beacon House School System's head office remains in Lahore, and where the system began. The growth of system, however, made it necessary to divide the administration into three regions, like northern region based on Islamabad, a central region based in Lahore, and a southern region based in Karachi. And overall, Pakistan, this is divided into three zones: northern, central, and southerns. The regional offices act as academic support centers and are responsible for coordination, teacher training, school evaluation, and planning and development activities in schools in the representative regions. Each school is administratively independent unit headed by a principal or head teachers. The school operates under the policy and guidelines provided by the head offices. Then staff development centers. What is its role and what is it? And the staff development center, this is a vital part of each regional offices, and its purpose is to provide training and coordination for teachers and to assist them in becoming ever more proficient in their work. Each center has a well-stocked library of educational books, journals, videotapes, and other resources, plus reprographic equipments, rooms for meetings, workshops and seminars, and an experienced staff. So regular coordinations, meeting of heads and teachers at all levels take place at each center. Regarding staff training, the Beacon House Bradford link well-trained teachers are the backbone of the successful school. The in-service training for teachers is designed to meet this need and has been growing and developing steadily for several years. The most ambitious in-service training program so far is being run in conjunction with the Department of Teaching Studies of the University of Bradford in the UK and has already contributed to the professional development of staff. Many teachers from throughout the system are taking part in special design courses leading to the Bradford University certificates in professional studies in education, which can be followed by an advanced diplomas and then by an honor degrees. Regarding staff training, we can further explain that final assessment and validation of each participant is carried out by visiting members of the Department of Teaching Studies of Bradford University, thus ensuring that standards of international quality are maintained. Besides these inductions, courses are held for new teachers and workshops are organized to deal with more specialized needs. Beacon House teachers also take advantage of local resources where these are available, such as Teachers Resource Centers in Karachi. If we talk about the foreign experts, so we can say that in order to keep abreast with areas where essential educational research has been carried out in other parts of the world, or what specialist skills are needed, the Beacon House school system has not hesitated to call on the services of experts from varying periods. Their experts are on permanent staff and others have visited for varying periods. Their advice and assistance have been a great value in improving the curriculum design and development in academic administration, as an in-service teachers training and personnel evaluations and in many other related fields. Regarding head teachers training, they are also conscious, like in the past, all school heads used to train on the job which work fairly, while up to the point. In the rapidly changing educational environment, head teachers all over the world are required to have training into the latest methodologies and techniques of educational administration. In-house expertise in this area and head teachers training had already begun. Regarding Beacon House Academic Conference, the Beacon House Academic Conference meets at interval to consider academic matters affecting the Beacon House school system as a whole. Because this is very important. If you don't consider the meetings regarding academics, so if there is no evaluation system, then you know that the system or organization can't progress. So it is attended by all directors, principals and heads and senior teachers of schools in Beacon House school system. Over the last 10 years, it has grown in size from small number who could all sit round one table to a major conference with the attendance of almost 200. Regarding academics, generally, the objectives of Beacon House school system is to provide sound and broad-based academic education to all its students. To facilitate, the school makes the learning process more and more student-centered. The students are required to be active participants in their own education and not just passive receivers of instructions. Regarding school curriculum, the curriculum reflects the school's belief that the students should be exposed to a wide variety of disciplines and experiences. In order to achieve this goal, the school gives utmost importance and priority to selection of its curriculum and syllabus to maintain the high standards of education offered to these students. The main subject areas that is covered up and including lower secondary levels are English, Urdu, mathematics, science, social studies, including history and geography and Islamiyat. In the senior secondary and A-level classes, a guided choice of subject is available, allowing students to concentrate their attentions on, for example, science for engineering or medicines or business subjects. In curriculum development, they work on curriculum especially designed for Beacon House that was initiated in March 1997. The curriculum document, when completed, will be the most significant achievement of Beacon House, and it will be the first of its kind in Pakistan based on indigenous research suited to our educational needs. The curriculum document may be considered of values by other schools in the private and public sectors as well, and perhaps it could lead to the forming of national curriculum in the future. Regarding religious and cultural educations, what does it say? And this is concerned among some sections of the public that schools using English as a medium of instructions that may not devote enough time into the teaching of Islamiyat and other subjects related to the life and culture of Pakistan. At Beacon House, close attention is paid to the teaching of Islamiyat for children from Muslim families, Urdu and Pakistan studies. Well-qualified teachers were employed for this purpose. The school realizes that if insufficient attention is paid in this respect, the students will be ill prepared to meet the demands of society in which they have to live. So these subjects are therefore compulsory and school takes pride in its instruction. What about library? In the aim of Beacon House to provide well-stocked libraries in all schools. The building up of a large and versatile library takes time, but the development of school libraries to act as the main resource centers for each schools is one of the prime targets. Most schools now have a wide range of excellent books and magazines available for students to read and borrow, and an accelerating programs of continuous expansion is underway throughout the system. It is the aim of Beacon House to provide well-stocked libraries in all schools, and there is an ongoing comprehensive programs of library expansion. Most of the Beacon House school system schools now have a wide range of excellent books and magazines available for students to read and borrow. Beacon House is planning to make CD-ROMs available in libraries as an additional resource. In due course of time, access to libraries around the world will also be made available throughout the internet. Now, kitchen laboratories. They also have this type of laboratories, like modern and fully equipped kitchen labs are being set up in schools where they have introduced food and nutrition as subject for the O levels. And regarding public examinations, for all over decade, the Beacon House school system has entered candidates for the University of Cambridge O-level examinations and for the matriculation examinations offered by Local boards. Schools in Lahore, Karachi, and Islamabad also offer A-level facilities for students. Subjects offered in these examinations vary slightly from school to school according to local and regional requirements. The great majority of the matriculation and O-level candidates have achieved excellent results over 10 years, so thus enabling them to gain admissions into the leading colleges and universities in Pakistan as well as in the USA and UK. Regarding laboratories, it is firmly believed that the best way for students to grasp scientific principles to experience these themselves. All senior Beacon House school systems offering physics, chemistry, biology, so therefore have properly kept laboratories to prepare students in these subjects. As with libraries, a program of progressive laboratory development is taking place. And computer and their IT facilities in such organization, so we can say that this is state-of-the-art computer libraries. Laboratories have been set up in the almost all Beacon House school system schools. The computers in schools, these are upgraded from time to time to keep abreast with the latest developments in information technology. Besides those in computer labs, computers have also been installed in the separate schools, resource rooms, and in the libraries for research work for both students and teachers. Every Beacon House students has access to computer. This is very important that sometimes some universities or some schools they may have restrictions, but they have access easily for all students. Regarding internal assessment and reporting, formal and informal assessment system is followed to monitor students' progress. And it is evident that formally designed tests and examinations that can be used only to measure specific area of students' development. That's why teachers evaluate their students in different other ways using different assessment methods. In-service teachers training is arranged time by time to abreast them with new techniques of assessment. Parents are kept well informed about the progress of their children. Parents are strongly encouraged to attend regular parent-teacher meetings where they can discuss all aspects of the child progress in more detail. In case of any serious issues, parents can meet the teachers at other times too with the permission of principals or head teacher. Regarding selection of the students in classes up to and including class 8, all students follow the same curriculum. At the end of class 8, students continue either in the Cambridge or the matriculation stream according to the laid down criteria. Regarding promotions, in normal circumstances, students are promoted to the next class at the end of school year. And this promotion depends on their overall performance throughout the year and not solely on any final test or examination as normally we see in the typical schools. If a student's progress and performance is unsatisfactory, means for example if they have failed twice to obtain promotions at the end of school year, so students will be suspended from the school. So the decision of the head of schools will be final in these matters. In merit scholarship schemes that was announced in the newsletter from the Chief Executive Beacon House School Systems on the occasion of Pakistan's 50th anniversary of 64th independence on August 14, 1997. The merit scholarship has been introduced and is effective from August 1908, and scholarship schemes cover a number of circumstances based on merit and means. Each school is allocated a certain number of scholarship to be given annually. Therefore, the decision of school in the awarding of scholarship is final. The school reserves the right to withdraw the scholarship scheme at any time and amend the rules governing the scholarship scheme at its sole discretion. School evaluations are carried out to inspect the quality of school management and leadership, the quality of teaching, learning and assessment, and the school's own planning and self-review. The institution has set up the systematic school monitoring and evaluation program based on modern principle of assessment and development in schools, and Beacon House schools are evaluated by teams sent from the head and regional offices. So this evaluation is carried out on regular basis and against predetermined standards, and against these standards each teachers is to be evaluated with respect to all aspects, including teaching, curriculum instructions, extracurricular activities, libraries and facilities. So general management, parent-teacher students relationship, enrollment and recruitment, staff development, finances, community involvement, resources, career guidance and technology. Okay, thank you very much. Take care, and if you still didn't subscribe my channel, so please subscribe it for more videos and lectures. Hopefully you will be there inshallah for the next lecture. Thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz.